Express, an international courier service.
No, I don't feel sympathy for any of those guys who cause bloodshed of innocent people, kill them, harm them. No, there's no sympathy. I am very cold towards them. No feelings at all. Sorry.
So it's quite the other way around. The police officer is sympathizing.
No, the whole point is you are looking at it as an objective investigation. I must admit that I am an insider of the community. I think that if community takes a very strong stand, and if they want to stop this, they can stop. They can weed out all those nefarious elements from the community and throw them out and keep the name and reputation of the community intact. So that's why I don't feel any sympathy for them.
I have a question for Mr. Kapoor.
Sure, sir.
I'm going to question you.
A cop is asking me a question. Okay. Scary, huh?
You know, you did on screen what we see in reality. And now, how did you relate to it? How did you get into that character?
Which character?
In 24.
Ah.
Recent one.
Yes. Yeah, 24 was... He's a pretty dark guy. And he's a guy with a dangerous mind, 100%. I think somewhere the kind of job, you know, these kind of jobs are very, very mentally and physically very taxing. And then, of course, he has to deal, interact, research, understand with all kinds of people who have dangerous minds. So somewhere you have to understand a dangerous mind, to, you know, you have to have certain kind of dangerous mind yourself. So doing this character, obviously I had to do a lot of research. You cannot do anything unless you really go deep into it. So I did go deep into it. I met a lot of people. I've got into a lot of trouble also in the past, trying to meet people and interacting with them. So they felt that I have some kind of, you know, close relationship with these underworld people whom I met personally. I've met cops. I've met officers on, you know, top, on, you know, handling and interacted with them, spoken to them. I've met small convicts also. So I met all kinds. I've visited jails. So, and then of course today, the youngsters and all of us are very, very fortunate that you have the digital media, the internet, the YouTube, and so much material is available for you to really, if you really want to go deep into it, you can read them, you can meet them, you can listen to them, you can watch their videos. So it's a combination of so many things I've done. And of course, today, one of my reasons of my injury also is 24. Because it was such a physically exhausting and demanding role that I tried to raise the bar. So trying to raise the bar, obviously you sometimes have to, you get these kind of small injuries. So I've given my blood and sweat to 24 and to Jason Rathod. It might not show on screen, but there's a lot of hard work behind doing this character.
One tricky question. When is the next season coming?
The next season, of course, it will be as soon as I start running. Now I can walk, I can talk, I can be, you know, come for this, you know, all these events, and you know, and so once I can start jogging and sprinting, the day I can sprint, that's the day I'm going to start 24, the third season. Unless, you know, I'll become some senior kind of a guy. But 24, third season will be made, 100%, by the grace of God. Yeah.
Amazing news. Okay, any more questions? Back.
Hi sir, I wanted to ask, like majority of your books, at least the ones I know, are on like a Indian context. So are you planning on writing something about the international scenario?
You asking me or asking Brijesh?
I'm asking you.
Well, I think that I'm from Mumbai and most of my readers are from India. So it's better to write about, the places, the people, the events which are about this country locally. I mean, if I write about Turkey or if I write about those alien places, people will not be able to identify it. So it's very important I should remain focused and hear about this place. Though I tried one in Mumbai Avengers, again, if you have read that fiction, I tried to write something about international espionage, and that book was written thanks to Mr. Brijesh Singh. The hero of that book is named Brijesh Singh actually, if you have read that book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was very embarrassing,
You have another question?
Yeah, any 3 simple ways to counter terrorism?
हम दोनों को नहीं पता है.
Okay, questions?
So you two all subject matter experts, and it would be better to enlighten people since all Mumbaikas are generally facing all these things. So please, just do a favor, any simple things which we can do.
I think Brijesh, you can answer, you're a cop.
I'm here as an author,
Okay.
It will not stop until it comes from inside. See, this, as I said a little while ago, that the community has to take a step and they have to ensure that those who are, bad elements from within the community, they have to be weeded out, they have to be removed. The community elders have to take charge and ensure that no bad name should come to us. That's the first step, that's the beginning. उसके बाद I think second, third, उसके बाद follow up हो ही जाएगी जो step बता रहे हैं. I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this one.
And we can help them to weed out.
Okay, another question, sir?
Hi, Hussain. So I'm a really big fan of all your writing.
Thank you.
I have one question for you. So you've written so many books, and how do you protect your informant's identity? And how do you sustain the rapport with your informants through your writings?
I don't protect my informants, I protect myself. The first thing, the second thing, that I don't wine and dine with them, and I treat them totally as the samples of pathologists I told you earlier. So I keep a safe distance from them. I never go to their weddings, I never call them to my functions, and I keep distance. And the idea is that once if someone says that don't disclose my name or I spoke to you about so and so thing, so I never do that as a matter of ethics and principle. Once when I managed to interview Arun Gavli inside the Harsul jail in Aurangabad, one joint commissioner, he called me at that time and said, how did you manage to go inside and speak to him? I said, no, as a matter of principle, I cannot disclose how I managed to go inside. So he said, there is a CRPC Act Evidence 60 where I can summon you and I can force you to reveal the source and the way you went inside. I said, sir, try that. I would rather go inside for jail for 3 months, but I will not tell you how I did that. So I was not protecting the informant, I was protecting myself and my profession.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
So Anil sir, this is in context with 24 only. So I really love 24, both the seasons I've watched, been a big fan of the show, my entire family has been a big fan of the show. So you must have done a fair bit of research regarding the character and whatever goes on. So I wanted to ask, according to your research, whatever you've done and whatever, how you've played the character, what drives these people to do these horrific acts? What drives these people to do things that affect so many people? What blinds them at that moment? What's the impulse behind them?
You're talking about the opposite, the opposition?
Yeah, the opposition.
The opposition. I feel, as Brijesh was saying, first of all, most of them are brainwashed. And the people who are doing really something which you cannot even dream of, somewhere I feel they are brainwashed. And I think a lot of people are there for the money also. So this is my, it's money, power, all these things are there, and brainwash. I think these are the things. And of course, they are brainwashed to think that they are being patriotic. They are brainwashed that they're doing it for a cause. For them it might be the cause, but they're convinced about it. So they're brainwashed to that extent. and we think that they're doing the right thing, and they're not being, but they are convinced that what they're doing is right. So they are completely brainwashed. So it's a combination of many things. So it depends on person to person you're talking about. So there are certain criminals who are doing only for power, only for money. And there are some criminals who are brainwashed, or terrorists, whoever you're talking about.
Thank you. Okay, with this we come to the end of this book launch session. Thank you everyone for being here. On behalf of Crossword and Penguin, I'm thanking all of you everywhere. And of course, special thanks to all of you for giving your time, spending your time with us over here. Thank you. It means a lot to us all, right? What we're going to do is, we are going to have authors to sign books, so you can collect your copies and get them signed in line, right? Once again, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you can just follow. Okay, so we have. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please make space. Excuse me. Please give way. Please give way, everyone.